Gentlemen, welcome back to the shop. Today, we're going to get this belt grinder going. It's been growing a nice patina here. It's industrial-ish. As such, it's three-phase power. Now, most people are shocked to find out I'm not a real electrician. So we got our buddy Dewclaw here to do it proper. That's the funny thing about being a papa. A father now is I'm not quite as cavalier as I used to be. Look at this guy. Drilling holes and kicking names. This is actually like proper not burn your house down. Man, I love work. I could watch it all day. What the hell is this, Dewclaw? Are you even an electrician?
It's got laser.
Ferrules even. Look at this. It's official. What are we in, Europe? So these are the NEC and the Canadian Electrical Code and the National Electrical Code in the States do not require these ferrules on wires into terminals. But they're actually fucking great. They save you a lot of headache because you don't get these little pubic hairs sticking out of the bikini routine when you stick in and proper. Look at this Belden cable. Who is this guy? Allow myself to introduce myself to the problem. So we need to control this three-phase industrial motor. We need to power it with the single phase, what we got here in the shop, but we also need to control it. And this is the switch that the factory provided. Unfortunately, it's a magnetic kind of switch, and you have to hold it in and run the drive in order to get it to latch, yada yada. Not very safe. So we're changing that out for a proper switch in a NEMA 4 enclosure, and then we're going to run the drive controlled by this switch. Hark, the siren sweet sound of a drive happily humming away. No der blinking lights in, no der fritzing fratzing, no letting the smoke out.
Not yet.
Fuck me. You get what you pay for. Good thing you're free.
Until the big bill shows up.
I've seen your big bill. We're just initializing now, and by we, I mean he. This is just initializing the drive parameters to run that motor, just bone stock. And then we can go through, as we familiarize ourselves with the programming, we can go through and change things from 60 hertz to 400 hertz. You know, just typical things like that. On account of nothing ever being simple and every single drive being different, we have to get a bit of a stumble here. It's asking for a parameter which we haven't had to tune before. There's a motor auto tune feature that checks the phase-to-phase resistance. However, you're not allowed to enable that feature unless the motor is mechanically separated from everything else. It has to be all on its own, and then it just checks without turning anything. It just checks to see what the resistance phase to phase is. What we have to do is go in there and manually measure the phase to phase resistance value and input that into the drive. Of course, what we do here is we're working through the quick start. And then if we don't understand something, we just refer to this number. So if we're looking at volts hertz group, we go to P2 and we just go in here, and this will explain. Look at that. Like it was meant to be. This will explain what it is. So we're looking here for a general purpose. So we'll set that parameter at 00. You got to take your time with this. You got to take your, if you need to have a smoke and a cigarette and a bong and a blintz, that's what you got to do.
One is 3.2 and the other ones are pretty much the same at about 3.7 or 3.8.
Okay, so that's the value we'll put in, is 3.7.
Okay. You want to try with your meter? See how it, see, every time I put it on here I get a different reading.
Always confidence inspiring when you get a different meeting every time. How you feel about the acrid breath of management condensing down your neck? You like that, don't you? When are you going to be done?
Yes, no, yes, no.
Are you almost done? How long is this going to take to troubleshoot? So, you almost done?
Yes.
Not long now.
What the hell do you do when every bloody fucking reading is different.
Well, obviously, you get another meter.
Oh, right. This one.
Oh, yeah, there you go.
I had it on the ring setting.
I'm going to need to see your license. I went in the office, made some phone calls, and I think the only course of action here is...
Just remember, never use a bottle opener. Not a regular one, anyway.
Prost.
Cheers.
So, we're kind of stuck. Oh, that is some skunky shit. Yeah, I love it.
Yeah? Good.
Yeah. That's some good stuff. Although it is French. 3 amps?
3 amps.
3 amps.
That's 1/3. I mean, it's never...
Yeah, I mean,
It's
3...
never going to be no load because you always...
3 is a third of 9, and it's a half of 6, so 3 sounds perfect. I think I got the solution here. The electrician's hammer. It's copper, and it's a smart one. Yeah?
Not yet.
Not yet. Okay.
give us another 5 minutes here. Maybe we should just leave it.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Leave it.
We left the factory setting at 11.
That's true.
The factory setting here.
Yeah. That's some good cowboy logic there.
It's probably within the parameters, right?
Woohoo!
That's the right way and everything.
It works! It's funny how they say electricity and water don't mix, but beer and electricity mix perfectly. We programmed the parameter. Open the pod bay doors, Hal. Oh, fuck yeah! Well, that's a proper evening, and in my estimation, I think it's beer o'clock. So, in mañana, we'll draw a little schematic, and we'll also mount this more proper-wise, cromulently and so forth. Hey, Sweet Nubs! He's back! He managed to eschew the thick, ropey strands of wayward seamen to come and help us out here in the shop today. How you doing, buddy?
Good. We're just finishing this thing off, basically.
We were on track to have the world record for the only project ever in history of home shops to actually work the first fucking time.
So we're gonna set this thing to 70 hertz.
70 hertz.
Now, are you sure that's not gonna, it's okay to run a motor at
Absolutely. You run it at 90, no problem whatsoever.
Oh, yeah?
400's a little iffy.
So
but
120, okay? I guess you don't want to run it at 180.
no, you wouldn't want to run it at 180. But 90 is fine. Doesn't hurt the motor at all.
I already knew that. I was just making sure that you knew that. Turn this on too. So here we go. Proceeding.
So right now it's drawing on the input side about 5 amps,
Okay.
low load. Let's come down a little bit, about 4 amps.
Okay, now we're going to slowly rampity ramp.
30 hertz.
Right?
8 amps.
On.
Seems to be drawing a little bit less than we did the dog piece at 70 hertz. Now when you get this out. Ah! There we go. So you've got like an auto destruct knob here. Wherever you want to blow this thing up, you just crank it all the way to the top.
I'll go 400 hertz. I don't know what happened,
I
boss.
did not do that.
Fucking teeth and lips everywhere.
Someone else reset that one.
You're supposed to be checking my work. What am I not paying you for? Okay, whilst the old Duclaw is unnecessarily noisy, I'm going to show you what exactly we did. So, from Spork Fun, for fuck's sakes.
Oh.
Seaman calling.
Uh-oh.
Okay, so what we got going on from Spork Fun here is a big old fat LED. This is a 10 millimeter LED and the fancy dancy LED hold air. And we also have a potentiometer, 10K potentiometer. So we've got, also for the LED, this is just indication showing that the thing is on. So what we've gone and done is we've taken the 24 volts and we want 10 milliamps, something like that. So we put 120 ohm resistor out of this. These things are great, man. If you're on the Spork Fun, get some of these because they're great. Just put on a resistor on there, and then it lights up when there's power. So we got it hooked up to here to ground, and that's our LED, like so, with the resistor. And then what we do is we take this potentiometer and we stick it right in here, and that's our analog input. We were using the multi-speed function. It didn't work out for us, so we've had to do the old Rhodesian reach around, sort of give her a a quick little jog, as they say, and we've gone with digital input 8 on the jog button, and what we've set the jog frequency to is 70 hertz. So now when we do that push, or that switch, when we do the selector switch over to jog, it's actually run. It's running at 70 hertz. That's our normal chooch. Then when we put the selector from off the other direction, we enable the forward and the forward stop here. We enable that, and then it's looking for this potentiometer input to give us the frequency. And that is all set in these parameters here. It was the best of mountings. It was the worst of mountings. So this is the worst possible place to put it, right on the gear, because of all the vibration. But here in the Empire Dirt, space is at a premium. And I've put the Delta drive on the bridge port, and it's been on there for 12 years and it hasn't given me a lick of trouble. So I'm not too worried about it. This, you know, this is pretty light duty, as far as I'm not going to be at the belt sander for weeks on end. That's what Duclaw's for. We got her all installated. That's right, I said we. So we're just checking the Ellick chickens work. Look at this. Stainless steel marine grade P-clamps. How the fuck am I going to pay for that?
What? You got a house?
Testing her out, had a bit of a holy fucking shit cut to power moment. The parameter here, upper bound of output frequency, trap for young flamers, it's set, factory set at 400 hertz, so bad. So, of course, I cranked the analog input as much as she'd suffer, and she scooted right up to 400. Yeah, it was fucking yikes. So change that parameter. Now I got the upper bound at 80. The box itself, a little bit tight. In most cases, that's first time tight, second time all right. In this case, we might need to jam some speed holes in there, but here in the shop, we got the thermocouple in there, and we're just checking. It's quite cold here in the shop. We're just checking to make sure it's not overheating, and she's cool as a cucumber. So Duclaw doesn't think with intermittent use it's going to be an issue at all. If it is, we'll punch some holes in there in the box, put some filters in, and some additional cooling. There's just two little things you got to watch out for. This definitely is going to break. Shitty job here. Tacked, and just tacked on the one side for that guard. Look at that. Not much meat on there at all. That is going to fly off, hit you right in the kisser. So we'll have to fix that. We'll pull out the, well, I have to borrow somebody's MIG. And this guy, I don't know what the fuck happened here. Some major apprentice marks on this high speed wheel. Admittedly, the layout of the control module here, you get the human touch. A little bit goofy. I would have liked, well, it's tough to get good help for free nowadays, but the Empire only had this size of box, so we did what we could. I do like the HAL open the pod bay doors thing here, and I don't know how he did it, but pretty fucking smart, because he set it up so that directly at 6 o'clock is ORF, and then full chooch is at 12 o'clock. And this is on a full turn potentiometer, so some magicry going on there. He figured it out, but watch this. This is gonna blow your fucking mind. Check this out. Look at that. Look at the speed of that. So in manual mode, it'll go from dead stop, and it doesn't have much torque at dead stop, but you give her a little extra, and it's got plenty, to 80 hertz, which is speedy. So imagine now, if you want to sharpen some knives or something, you can put a real fine belt on there and go super slow so you don't risk overheating your blade. I am super happy. I mean, one of a kind, super happy how this turned out. We're gonna go get the Duke Law some beers. Thanks for watching. Keep your dick in a vice.